Hello, welcome to the exhibition. My name is Derrick Schmidt. I'm a self-taught artist born and raised in Kansas City. I have been painting for 15 years, which amounts to almost half my life. I fell in love with the practice in high school when I took an art class. Not only was the teacher passionate about art, her energy for it was palatable. She was my very first mentor as I developed my craft. Not only did she take a general interest for me as an art student, she also noted my artistic abilities and ease with the paintbrush. Although I'm a self-taught artist, it was mentors like her who shaped my painting practice and who were pivotal in influencing my fearlessness with using various materials and techniques. At the beginning part of my practice, I seemed to jump around with my work and didn't really have a direction. It wasn't until the last year that I've started to allow myself to be more vulnerable. Art itself is vulnerable by nature, but allowing myself to reconnect with my childhood has opened the door to the viewers to see my past and the impact it has had on me and my work. Much of this work exposes my own pain and trauma. My childhood was less than ideal. Much of it was spent dealing with two parents who had addictions and behaviors that didn't allow them to parent me appropriately. Because of this, I was forced to grow up quick. My father was an abusive drunk. He spent many nights drinking away the memories of his past, which he projected out onto his loved ones. Although there was no physical abuse, the mental abuse and anguish that came with dealing with someone with such an addiction was awful. My mother was severely depressed and had many of her own health problems, which made it difficult for her to be a buffer for me. It also made it hard for her to hold a job. Every time my mom would get the courage to leave my dad, she would have to eventually return due to evictions or lack of food. This continuous cycle of instability and insecurity was awful. For many years I have had no control over my life, and all of the results and instability led to a terrible mental state. The focus for this body of work is a search for freedom. The title is more focused on my own freedom of expression, which ultimately gives me freedom from my past. This series shows my freedom to express without hesitation and the freedom to let my inner child roam free. This search for freedom comes in the form of chaotic work that's very active and gestural. In other pieces, it is a bit more of a minimal approach. Each piece uses bold gestural marks to make deconstructed figures with represented to me various experiences I have had as a child. These pieces by design are created to be incomplete and childlike in appearance. By employing various mediums throughout each piece, a dialogue is created to show that each work can be as individual and unique as the experiences we have in our lives. During the creation process, I focus on letting my inner child take over. Since there was little control over things when I was younger, my current studio practice allows my inner child to take control. That inner child is hurt, angry, and sad. There are moments of joy, but they too are married by the face that happiness is fleeting when you can't control the behaviors of others. Now, I would like to invite the viewers to join me in letting their inner child roam free. Take yourself back to your own childhood. Regardless of your upbringing, each of our inner child has feelings and reflections that are all similar. I encourage each of you to search for your own piece that you connect best with. We all get caught up in the day-to-day lives that we often forget that we were once 5 years old searching for control over something. So be curious, ask questions, and most of all, search for your own freedom.